The Obama Justice Department is suing North Carolina over that state's restrictive new voting law. They're asking for voter ID. Ooh, restrictive. Joining us on 710 KURV, Fox News legal analyst Lise Wiehl. Lise, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Oh, it's great to be with you. Good morning.
I don't mean to put you on the spot, but how different is the North Carolina case to Texas?
Well, North Carolina, this is brand new. So, North Carolina's law is a little bit different than Texas. They have 4 provisions that the department is really going after, and I'll just run them down for you. It's a basic voter identification, which is an issue in Texas and a lot of other states. And then there are a couple other things that aren't an issue in Texas, I don't believe. They're reducing the early voting days from 17 days to 10. They're eliminating the same-day voter registration during early voting, so you can't early vote and same-day vote on the same day.
Okay.
And then they're prohibiting certain what they call provisional ballots when a registered voter actually votes in the wrong precinct. They go to the wrong precinct. So they're getting rid of those. So that's what the department is really focusing on. I think the problem for North Carolina in all this, I don't know if this is true for you in Texas, but you'll have to, educate me on this. The new law in North Carolina does not allow student IDs, public employee IDs, or IDs. These are all photo IDs. IDs issued by public
that's going to be a problem for them. Yeah,
exactly.
Because those
That's
are state
problem.
issued. I mean, those are supposed to count.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're
exactly.
screwed on that one.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have a state-issued public assistance picture or a state-issued public ID, employee ID, or state-issued or college-issued student ID from a state school, why in the world they're not accepting those, I don't know.
Yeah, around here, and Tim can correct me, our news director, if I'm wrong in this one, but I think it was the DPS or somebody was pushing to get these free IDs out as quickly as possible. I think they were working that during the last special election that we had down
right.
here.
And North Carolina is saying that too. North Carolina is saying, as starting next year, in a few months, we will offer state DMV for free, state photo identification for free.
Next year.
Next year, that's the problem. There's a problem there, and there's also a problem even with that. If you're a college kid, for example, you may not. Have you been to the DMV lately? It's not a lot of fun. I was there with my daughter a couple of weeks ago. You're standing in line forever. That's got to be a disincentive. And if you've already got that ID from your college or from your public assistance agency,
so you think North Carolina is in trouble, and rightfully so, it sounds, because they truly are. If that's the case, then they truly are making it too restrictive to get that ID.
I think they are. I mean, they can fix it. It's fixable. You can say we allow all of these state IDs in. Of course, we're going to have the free identification from DMV, but you got to be inclusive, not exclusive.
Joining us on 710 KURV, Fox News legal analyst Lise Wiehl.
Yeah, Lise, Tim Sullivan here.
Yeah.
A very good point you just made. And my question is, why? Why would North Carolina be doing this? Because what could possibly be the motive for shortening an early voting period? And then, that is restricting people from voting. I think the numbers show some 3/4 of African-American voters voted early in the last couple of key elections there.
Well, let me tell you, let me give you some stats on how this, it's HB 589, that's the law. It passed the Senate 32-14 on July 25th. 32-14. So it wasn't, a unanimous vote or anything like that. The House approved the Senate's version 73-41. That's almost, again, it's a real split, 2/3, 1/3. So I think some of the legislators in North Carolina are saying, exactly what we're kind of saying now, which is that, okay, we get the idea of photo identification, and that's really the law of the land going to be in about 34 states, now or soon will be. But you've got to be inclusive about that.
There is some thought out there that because the American electorate is changing and changing in a way that does not necessarily favor Republicans, that Republicans are taking these other tactics to try to improve their chances.
There is, I can't read into the minds of these legislators, so I don't know that that's what's going on. I don't know if this is a Republican-Democrat thing. That would only be speculation on my part. But I just look at cold, hard facts, and to try to go through and pass a law where you're restricting, and you're not opening something up, I just don't see how it's going to go through.
Where is the case right now, Liz?
Well, the department has sued. They filed their papers on Monday. Today is Wednesday, right? So they filed their papers on Monday. There's North Carolina is due to respond to the lawsuit by October 21st, and then it's going to, just go down the path through the U.S. District Court in the Middle District of North Carolina.
there is a suit against Texas too, right?
I believe so, but I don't think it's over the same issue because unless I'm wrong, you don't disallow student IDs, public employee IDs, or
any state-issued ID, as far as I remember, is good to go.
Is allowed, right? Because I mean, the argument is going to be even if you allow for free DMV photo IDs, you know, some people just are not going to get to the DMV. They don't have a car. Whatever. They're just not going to get there. They're too far away from it. They don't want to be hassled.
They don't have proper transportation. That's the situation here.
Exactly. How to get there. And as again, I said, I took my daughter to the DMV a couple weeks ago to get her driver's permit. It is not where you want to be. It is not. I'm sorry.
No, I understand.
I know.
Yeah, there are some offices.
There.
Yeah. Thank you, Liz. Appreciate your insight. Yeah. Which, by the way, for other folks, it's the Department of Motor Vehicles. For us, is the DPS.
Well, we do have a DMV now.
We have one in Weslaco at the new DPS office out there. It's really nice and it's really fast. I just let the cat out of the bag on that one. Now everybody's going to rush over to Weslaco to get their driver's license.